Right, onto the third map now, which is taking place on Village.
Village.
OMG are 2-0 up. And
so Positive needs to try to do something different, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they lost those two earlier maps quite comfortably. And to be honest, you know, as much as I'm a fan of their strategy of going in and attacking sort of quite heavily and pressing the action, but it hasn't worked.
It doesn't seem to work with against Team OmG. So when that doesn't work, you need the plan B, really.
Definitely. So let's see if they do things slightly differently here.
Yeah. But speaking of strategies and team sort of dynamics.
Yeah, I mean, it brings us to an interesting point, to be honest.
Exactly.
I mean, OMG is like, the more we've got to know OMG as the tournament's gone through, you know, we realise that these guys have played together for a very long time. They know each other's tactics inside out.
Yeah.
They all speak the same language.
Yep.
They're all definitely helps. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, and they're all on mics on a regular basis, so you know the communication is a key factor. They work really as a unit. You know, as much as
and they can depend on each other.
Yeah,
they do their roles perfectly.
Really depend on each other. The other argument was, you know, in terms of like you know, teams that have just put together sort of on a whim, or you know, teams that have just recently been formed, like Team Pro, for example, who had 5 players from who may not have necessarily, you know, 5 amazing players, amazing individual players, but may not have necessarily played together that long. And I think that plays a huge factor.
I think that's the main reason why they, you know, OMG beat them.
Had an edge on them because of that communication factor. I mean, I remember one point actually. I mean, you know, Ice Cold Boxing was responding to a comment on one of the YouTube matches that we saw, and he mentioned that he didn't actually have a mic. And you know, when I saw that, I thought, wow, you know, heavy disadvantage there. Yeah. I mean, if you got 2 teams that, you know, on par with each other, what's going to separate them is very minor details.
Exactly.
And if one team's got a mic and the other team doesn't, then you know that added communication factor is going to give them the edge over you. So definitely to Team OmG, I mean, you know, being able to play together for that long definitely gives them a hefty edge.
Exactly.
For sure. I mean, there's another team as well, Team Baby, wasn't it? Team Baby had 5 top players against SoG Positive.
And that's the one where you thought, oh, actually, Team SoG Positive might not make it.
And you know, it just goes to show you that just because you put 5 top players together doesn't necessarily mean that the team dynamics is going to work out well. So yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, well, nice with, you know, the teams that do play well, they individually they have a role.
Yeah.
For example, you know, Keriaka had the control of the power weapons of the rocket on
Lost City. You're right. Yes, that's correct.
And what you said, Lefty had control of the hammer.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and when he had control of that rocket area, I think you mentioned that as well. Because he almost, it seemed like he knew the time it took for the RPG to spawn.
Yeah. It seems like I'm sure we haven't asked him, but I'm sure
we haven't asked him. Yeah, because a couple of times when he went down to collect it, it literally just spawned again.
How convenient!
Yeah, very convenient. So
was it a glitch?
No, it definitely wasn't a glitch. But you know, he obviously had Rocket Man as well, yeah. So he was obviously the man designated to the RPG.
Well, exactly. You know, they knew his power weapons, and they played it to their advantage.
Full advantage, really, fantastically well. And again, looking at this map now, they've gone up to, you know, very quickly, you know, 8-2. So they've just continued in their form. They've just continued to press the action and really trying to dominate and just give, you know, SoG Positive no options, which is the best way to do it. Because I mean, a lot of teams, you know, some teams, you know, you could imagine after having a 2-0 lead, they might take a step back and say, listen, you know, you come to us, but they're trying not to give SoG Positive any outs and just continue to press them until the match is over. Yeah.
So, well, I'm glad we have power weapons, and you know, it brings a different sort of strategy involved and encourage less camping, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a heavy debate about whether we should have, you know, power weapons or not. I mean, you know, and that actually debate was ongoing on the Naughty Dog forum, and a lot of people came out with some very good points. Particularly Pedis, who's an active Pedis88, who's an active member of the Naughty Dog forum, and I actually appreciate a lot of his feedback that he comes on there because he's a very logical individual. He posts, you know, everything he says is, you know, he makes very good criticisms, very good points, and one of the points he mentioned was that if you had a non-power weapons tournament, it would, like you said, it would encourage a great deal of camping, and no one would have any need to move from the spot where they're in, basically.
It's nice of Peters, isn't it? If it lets you, it's like he lets you down gently.
Well, it's not, I don't think it was even about letting down gently.
No, I don't mean that. He gives feedback.
He gives, you know, the right feedback that you want to hear. The criticisms that you want to hear, if you know what I mean. And he made a very good point from that. And actually, it reinforced our point about the inclusion of power weapons in the tournament. So, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, for all you top players out there, if you obviously want to do, you know, the no power weapons feature, I'm sure you could do it. you know, in a clan match amongst yourselves, but for the tournament play, I mean, it's, you know, you can see how it's essential, isn't it?
Exactly. It makes a very good viewing for followers on YouTube, I guess.
And the great deal amount of tactics as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
For sure. Which brings us to the next topic: best players.
Ooh, we had some excellent.
Who's been the standout players for you?
Well, obviously Abadisi, he was a beast.
Yeah,
He's a very, very good player. Very entertaining. It's, you know, a breath of fresh air. With this guy who was just going at all guns blazing, and it was great to watch.
Yeah.
It
was very exciting to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And I think he, like you mentioned earlier, he regularly scored almost at the top of his group all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, getting a hefty amount of kills on a regular basis with a lot of streaks. I mean, we had to, you know, when we were doing a lot of the editing of the clips, we had to include a lot of his streaks because he, you know, got so many kills on regular places.
Mm-hmm.
He played fantastically well. Another one for me, and obviously Sergio Pro.
Sergio Pro
was solid. Probably
the best.
Probably the best in the tournament. I think, you know, it's very close between those two. I think those two are probably the most standout players in the tournament. But because Sergio helped his team to the final, and obviously you'll see in a second, obviously the result is fairly concrete. He was the one.
It's safe to say it's 29-12 at the moment. So
yeah, so it's safe to say you could tell who's going to win. But yeah, Sergio Pro managed to help his team to get that final. So that's what edged the decision for us and decided between the two of them. Another standout player was
Kiriaka. He was the player of the final.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
This guy was just turned beast mode.
Yeah. I mean, as you're going to see in this particular map, he actually gets a Fury as well.
So you spotted it. No, he hasn't come up yet.
No, but yeah, I mean, getting a Fury in a final is not an easy thing to do, is it?
Mate, these guys are top players. Or, you know, if some of them are not triple X, but they can easily be triple X if they really want to put, you know, the negatives on it. And so these guys are top players.
You got the best of the best here, and he managed to get like a fantastic score together with a Fury in the final. And like you said, I mean, Sergio Pro, as much as we said he was fantastic throughout the tournament. Mm-hmm. In this one, in the final, he was slightly a bit more reserved, and you know, when one of these guys, like the top players, slightly takes a back seat in the tournament, another one just steps up, and Kiriaka did that in full force.
Or maybe was it a team strategy? Kiriaka said, "Oh, let me take the limelight. Let me have the limelight, Sergio Pro. Stop talking it."
Well, you know what? He did the job fantastically.
Oh yeah, he did. He took
so well done, Kiriaka. You are definitely player of the final for sure. Mac as well.
Mac,
I thought was another standout player.
Very good player.
And I think he's actually generally part of Team Pure, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know from what I read on some of the forums.
Well, no tournament he was, so
but yeah,
he's Team Pure.
He was excellent. He was excellent up until the semi-final.
Very good player.
So there you go. He just got his Fury there, just to highlight.
There you go. We weren't talking.
And again, you know, just like.
I've had the best moments. There's a few moments I remember. I remember from Ivan. He has some great runs of sniper
kills.
Fantastic
ones. Sergio Pro with that run in on Temple, where he dominated Team Pure, literally single-handed. I think he got seven or 8 kills in a row.
Oh yeah,
very quickly, and you know, just really pressed the action. Debarco with some fantastic kills.
Oh yeah, remember the Debarco, the grenade from Lost?
Yeah, in Lost City.
I tried to copy that. It's still not working.
Epic, absolutely epic. So yeah, I mean, you know, we've thoroughly enjoyed the tournament from beginning to end. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I think you can pretty much see that the result is getting very close now to, you know, to having our first tournament champions. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, like, you know, obviously hats off to SoG Positive as well. They've not given up. They're still trying, you know, their best to, you know, to change things. But I think OMG have just set the flow. They've set the standards, haven't they?
They had their points on the map, and they're dominating the area. So it's very hard, especially when you're so good anyway as a team. It's very hard for
to change that direction.
To come back, exactly.
Yeah. And I think this is, to be honest, from the way they're playing, you can tell this is one of their stronger maps as well. OMG. So I mean, you know, they really have put up a fantastic performance throughout the tournament, and it's really been a pleasure to see them, to be honest. You know, very excellent play all around the team. I couldn't highlight a weakness in the team. Every single one of them has been excellent from start to finish. So credit to them. They've played fantastically well, and they've cemented their status with a dominating performance in the final. So well done to them.
Well done. We would like to have 3-2, but
yeah, we really wanted to see a bit more action.
A bit more action.
But what can we say? There you go.
What can you do? 17-2, Kiriakai.
And we have
excellent
our first tournament champions
Woo-hoo!
in Team OmG.
OmG,
congratulations, guys!
All the way from Spain. Viva España!
Fantastic work, guys. Well done, and once again, you know, congratulations.
Why are the Spanish always good at everything? They're dominating tennis, football.
Bloody hell.
Give us a chance, mate. Now Uncharted 2.
No, but honestly, well done, guys. It's been a pleasure watching you in action, and we look forward to your future participation.
Exactly. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was hard work, as we mentioned earlier. But with this, we managed to watch very, very good matches, high level gameplay, and I think the most important thing is we're trying to, you know, to grow the community.
Definitely.
You know,
this is for the Uncharted community. We want to see that growth, that continuation in the growth, and by, you know, organizing these events and these tournaments, we'll continue to see it rise. And again, you know, although, you know, we had some inhibitions about doing the tournament, etc., we were surprised by how everyone was so organized on the day, and everyone turned up and they were punctual with their teams. They even arranged subs just in case, you know, players were missing.
Yeah, we didn't even tell them that.
We didn't even tell them to do that, and they did that. So they obviously planned it very, very well. And, you know, a big thank you to all the teams that participated in the tournament.
Thank you very much, guys.
You all helped to make this happen. And look, you know, watch the space. You know, look out for our next upcoming tournament, and be sure to sign up as quickly as possible, because
can we get any helpers? Can we get any volunteers?
Any volunteers?
No, it's not that much hard work. It was a pleasure, guys.
It was a pleasure. And right, this is Daddy Payne signing out.
And this is Vindaloo signing out.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
See you later.
Take care.